Hi and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 14th of December, everybody. So I am using a bit of a different pen. I was given this sent this by one of the companies that I do unboxings for. It's very thick, but I'm going to give it a go. So let's have a look at what we have today. Oh, we have no black. There is not a single black diamond on this square. That makes a change. This is the first day that we've not had a black. So I'm going to see how far I can zoom in. If you can see there is no black whatsoever. So which side do I start? Okay, I'm going to start up here because I think these are the darker colours, and then I'm going to come into the lighter colours, which I think will be nice nearer the end. Quite often I start at this corner and move out, but because of the colourings I'm actually going to do it the other way, just for a bit of difference. Okay, questions for today. While I get used to this pen. This is different, this pen. I think it's the best way to describe it. I can imagine if you need a very thick pen for mobility reasons or whatever, this pen would be perfect. It is very thick though. It takes a little bit of getting used to. But we'll see how we go. See if her head bobbles about a bit while we're doing it. Okay, how do you keep square drills not turning crooked? So that can be a tricky one. I do find that when I am placing squares, I sort of get to a point on my canvas and then I will move my pen to make as soon as I get really close, I'll move my pen to make sure that the diamond is facing at the right angle before I put it down. The other thing I can suggest is having a straight edge at the side. So using maybe a ruler or a credit card or something like that, store card that you won't mind forgetting from your purse once you've got it out. Something like that to sort of help you get that first straight edge. What can also help with square is doing a little bit of a checkerboard method if you do have a block of a colour, because I do find if you are slightly out when using the checkerboard method, that sometimes when you place that middle diamond it will sort of nudge the others back into the same position. That or doing a sort of step formation can help. So for example, let me have a look if I do some here. Though this is round, of course, so it's a little bit different. But if you do yourself, sort of a diagonal line, and then you can nestle in your square with your two straight edges that are already there. Whether that be in a line or whether you do it as a full zigzag, and actually, zigzags work on a diagonal instead. I find that can help for you to be able to place the diamonds, is that you can nestle them in and let them touch the other two, which can straighten your edges a little bit. That's probably the best suggestions that I can think of for square diamonds. Okay, do you see any TV or telly at night or just work on your craft? It varies. So my husband does have quite a few shows that he likes to watch, and there's a few that we like to watch together. So quite often I let him have the telly, and we will, he'll watch some of the shows that he likes, and then we'll watch some together. If he's watching a show or a film that I'm really not particularly interested in, sometimes I will put YouTube on my phone and put my earphones in, whether that be diamond painting or home improvement. A lot depends on my mood. So there are times that I will watch, a few diamond painting videos just because I'm diamond painting and it's interesting to listen to somebody. You don't need to watch as much. Or I'll listen to an audio book. So that's another one of my favourite things to do while I'm diamond painting, is listen to an audio book. So I've still got the story going on, but I definitely don't need to look because it's a book. They're my favourite things to do. I don't tend to do it in silence as much. Sometimes my husband will have something going on the TV and I'm not particularly interested, but I also don't particularly want to stop diamond painting to find something else, or even to put my AirPods in so I can listen to my book. And sometimes it's one of those that I'm half interested in what he's watching, in whatever film. Something's got me hooked and I want to find out what happens at the end, but I definitely don't need to see every scene. But yeah, there's normally something going on in the background. Our house can be quite busy with 6 of us in it, so there's normally something going on. But an audio book or watching whatever my hobby is on the TV often interests me, as well as every now and then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have a YouTube session, and if hobby's out, I'll quite often just put YouTube onto the TV rather than try and think what to watch, because half the time it's thinking what to watch that's the hard thing. We don't have sort of usual telly in the conservatory because our Virgin cable box, our TV box, is in the front room. So it's not like I can just turn on normal TV and see what's on. I sort of have to go to Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus or whatever and find something. So unless I'm in the middle of a series, I don't particularly go hunting. I have watched This Is Us on Amazon Prime. I think it is amazing. I love that show. I had a few days where I wasn't too well and I was actually off work, so I did binge watch a bit of This Is Us, and then hubby sort of got interested. Not fully interested in the fact if he was out. It wasn't that I was banned from watching it myself, but he was interested enough that was on the TV for a few nights while I got caught up. I have been watching The Block, which is an Australian TV show. I think I'm on about season 3, but this season 3 they seem to have just they've expanded it into, it's as though they've put it on Australian TV 2 or 3 nights a week because of popularity. But it just means that it takes a lot of time to watch. There is a lot of episodes with not a lot happening per episode. So I'll still continue to watch it, but the excitement isn't there as much because it just takes too long. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be other TV shows I'll get into at some point, but there's always something to do. TV, YouTube. Okay, so one of the things they've also said is they're intimidated to work with a marked huge heaven and earth design with black and white symbols. They don't think that they could do a blank canvas, and advice on how to start and what level did you become comfortable working with a PDF and a blank canvas. Okay, so I have, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I have cross-stitched since I was 12, 13. I have done, some form, not necessarily, full-blown, but I've definitely done some form of cross stitch since then. So I think I could have picked up a blank canvas and a cross stitch pattern and done it from day one, because I was already familiar with the concept of something blank and working from blank symbols and marking it off with a pencil, which is how I started my Heaven and Earth design initially. I was already accustomed to that. I don't think you have to have been doing it for a certain amount of time or get to a certain level to be able to do it. I do think it would be nice if they could bring out some form of, Heaven and Earth, i.e. some form of a pattern that comes in a PDF to do on a blank canvas. Or maybe you could find some cross stitch patterns that are smaller. And I think it would be nice to start with something smaller. So in effect, maybe even a step before that is to do the likes of this mystery painting. So find yourself a mystery painting. The symbols, while they're on the canvas, they're all black and white. So you get used to looking at black and white symbols and not coloured ones. If you're unsure, see how you like that, and then maybe try and find some sort of small free cross stitch pattern online or even in a magazine. So some cross stitch patterns in a magazine, it's not as easy to, of course, find the diamonds for a small one because they don't give you the stitch count, which means you don't get the actual number of diamonds that you need. But it might be enough that if you've got a lot of spares, that you can just use your spares. Or maybe it's a chart that just shows colours and you could just do it by the colours that you have. It needs a red. So what red, doesn't really matter what red you use. So for example, this painting's got a lot of oranges. So this painting's actually got 3 oranges. 740, 741 and 946. Maybe try on a free pattern that just needs an orange, so you can pick whichever orange you've got. It uses an orange, it uses a red, it uses a blue, and therefore you can just grab out of spare diamonds a red, an orange and a blue, and it doesn't really matter what shade they are because there's no shading in it. It's just a blocky cross stitch pattern. And try that on a small canvas. If you do want to start a Heaven and Earth Designs, a big one, I do suggest, if you've not done it before, that you start with a square that is just 10 diamonds by 10 diamonds. That's how I started my first big one. I did a square that was 10 by 10. Once I'd got familiar with the process and used to the process, I then moved up to doing squares that were 10 by 20. So I moved up a stage and was doing a block a little bit bigger. And now I do a block that is 20 by 30 is my block size. And that I have found is a comfortable size for me. It's perfect for me to be able to not have to move my pattern about on the app that I use. It's a nice amount of time to work on a block, and then I think it's an hour or so it takes for me to do that size block now that I've picked up speed and got familiar with the pattern and all those got familiar with the symbols and all that sort of stuff. So I find that size is my golden size. I can view the whole page of the pattern and I just do it in increments of that. But definitely start with a smaller block. Start with a 10 by 10 and build up according to your comfort. If you start getting confused, because sometimes it can be according to the pattern can get complicated. if it's a pattern that is very much confetti, you might find that you need to keep your block smaller to be able to keep track. But definitely don't look at the big picture. Just look at the section you are on and only the section you are on. And I think you will find it easier than what you think. Sometimes the hardest part is making sure that you get the blank canvas in the right size and that you get the right amount of diamonds. And the Heaven and Earth Design Diamond Painting Group is fantastic for resources for that. They have Excel files and things where you just put in the amount of stitches and it'll even tell you how many packets of diamonds to order. They make it that easy for you, so give it a go. If you're unsure, try a mystery painting first, or maybe try a free cross stitch pattern that you can either find online or in a cross stitch magazine that just gives you colours, so you're not messing about with specific DMC numbers, but you are then working onto a blank canvas. And just get a small piece of blank canvas and just give it a go. Make yourself something and realise a lot of the time what puts people off is the fear that it's going to be awful. And actually once you do it, it's not as bad as you made it out to be in your head. So give it a go with something small if you don't want to make a full investment. Or maybe get a pattern like I did with my little dreamer's tree, that it doesn't so much matter on the shading, and use your spares and give it a go that way. Or the second one I got, the black and white one, only uses less than 15 colours is in that one. So you could buy a few of each colour if you don't have it already. And give it a go before going, okay, yes, I do like this, and therefore buying all the diamonds that you need, whichever way you want to do it. But yeah, just give it a go. It's fun, it's different. I like it. I need to do more of it, but I like it. Okay, where do you get your mystery diamond paintings? So this has been asked a few times. So this one here that I am working on for my advent calendar, I got this from diamondpaintingobsessions.com. Oh, I forgot to put my cap back in. I've just spilled diamonds everywhere. I forgot to put my stop cap back in and I've just tipped them all. Oh, it was bound to happen, wasn't it? Okay, I'm going to pause you, clean up my diamonds, and get them all off from where I have gaps, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Diamonds are cleared up and I've put my stopper back in. Human error. Okay, mystery diamond paintings. Back to the question in hand, now I've dealt with the drama. Yeah, this one I got from Diamond Painting Obsessions. They do a different one each month. Now, they're the only place that I know of, and there may well be others, that do one a month, which means you can purchase from them each month and know that the paintings will be different. Because that is always something that is a wonder. You know, will you get the same one? They're not the cheapest, but I am happy with the quality of it. The quality of the diamonds and everything has been great. I've had a couple that I've had to, you know, get rid of because they're a bit smaller than the others, but overall the diamond quality is great. I'm not showing any signs of running out of anything, though of course we are only just over halfway. But you guys will get to see if something goes wrong on that front. Okay, it's gonna be one of those days today. Happy Monday. My battery just died in my camera. I noticed it was flashing, but then before I had a chance to do anything about it, it died. Okay, mystery diamond paintings take 3. Yeah, so this company does a different one each time if you want to make sure that they're different. There are a lot of companies that are now coming out with more mystery diamond paintings. I recently unboxed what they call a random diamond painting from Fansels. And because they use the word random, I did wonder whether it was a mystery painting or whether it was that they just chose one for you and you just got whatever they chose. So I did order one because I was like, I need to know, and if it's a mystery diamond painting, I'm excited. It was a mystery diamond painting. So I unboxed that the other day, so 30 by 30. As I did say, I think in one of my other weapon chats, I did kit it up, which will come out just after Christmas, because I was so eager to see what the images and the sort of quality was like. I ordered a 30 by 30. I've recently ordered one of their 30 by 40s to give that a go as well, and that will come up in a future unboxing. I don't have it yet, but I will show you a sneak peek of the mystery diamond painting from Fansels, because as I say, I did kit it up. I've worked it into my little set of like 4 or 5 diamond paintings that I'm working at the moment, and I'm allowing myself to do a strip of each, so one sort of strip section of each diamond painting, and I work my way through them each. Some of them are bigger, so of course they'll take longer, but yeah, I've allowed myself to work the mystery painting into that because it excited me. So once I've finished today's section, I will pull that up. I'll pull it up on camera and show you all what that is looking like at the moment. Oh, I've just realised I even had a 3371 that was stuck. Oh. Maybe putting the lid on would get all of them out for this, but I'm using my lid on my blacks at the moment, so get that 3371 out. There we go the vertical way. Remember to put my stopper in. Okay, so somebody said if you could choose a place, or if you could choose a place you had visited to do a custom diamond painting of, what would it be and why? Oh, that's a tough one. Maybe I should have thought of that one a bit more. Thought of it a bit more before it came to the point that the question came up. Possibly the Great Ocean Road in Australia. I think one of the stops along the way there. And I think the reason is I love the ocean or the sea. I love the sound of it. I love the ocean in Australia because it's always warmer than the sea is in the UK. But I do love the ocean. So I think it would be an image of one of the stops along the Great Ocean Road. I have done the Great Ocean Road when I visited my parents, because they live close to the beginning of the Great Ocean Road, so we have made a day trip out of it, and the scenery is just gorgeous. I'm trying to think what stop, because they have like different stops along the Great Ocean Road. I can't think of which stop it is off the top of my head that I would do a custom diamond painting of, but I think I would be happy doing a diamond painting of any of them, of any part of the Great Ocean Road probably. But yeah, that would be my answer. The Great Ocean Road. It's not number 5 that I'm putting back, it's number 4. Pay attention, Rebecca. Okay, somebody asked, I was wondering if you have tried a purse or a hand mirror diamond painting kit. If you did, how well did it wear? My daughters have done them. So one daughter has done a bag painting kit and one has done a mirror. As far as I'm aware, they are both still standing. They're not a heavy use item, but they are used. They are used. The mirror was definitely sealed. I think I sealed the purse as well. I'm pretty sure I did, but it was done a while ago, so I could be wrong. But I do use, in regards to sort of off the canvas items that get used regularly, I have done 2 passport covers that I do use regularly. So this is one of them. I use this for my stickers, that holds my stickers. I have another one that I use all the time for my cover sheets. And when I'm done with oh, I've done it again. I am on one today. You can tell it's Monday, can't you? Yeah, I have done one for my cover sheets, and that gets used all the time. Because every time I finish a section on one of my diamond paintings, the cover sheets have to go back in there and go back away. And every time I kit up a new diamond painting, it gets used to put cover sheets on the new diamond painting. And they were both sealed, but they have both stood the test of time. So if you really like the bags or the mirrors, I would say get them. I would just suggest that you seal them because they're a heavily used item, plus because they are a partial diamond painting. You will find that there will be a little bit of glue overhang around the edges, and therefore you don't want to get bits of fluff sticking to it because you're using it all the time. Okay, that section is done. Seemed like it gave me a complete headache, that section. Maybe it's because it didn't have any black. Who knows? Who knows? Tested me anyway, that's for sure. But we have a nice big section of the painting that's now completed up here. Where do we go tomorrow? Oh, we go down here tomorrow, so I think we've got a square of black tomorrow, just to sort of break things up a little bit. So that is that one done. And now I did say I would show you my mystery painting so far. So this is the 30 by 30 mystery painting from Fansales, and that's what I've got so far. I do not have a clue what that is so far. The colours are nice in it. The colours are interesting, as I showed in the unboxing. But at the minute, I cannot tell you what it is. Even looking through the camera, I keep thinking, is that a hand? Is it not? No, maybe it isn't. I just don't know. So you'll have to wait for the review to actually figure out what it is, because at the moment I don't know. But yeah, that is the 14th done and dusted. Thank you so much for watching. Keep the questions coming. I have still got some to go through, but some questions get answered a lot quicker, and they can, before I know it, they can go down and I can run out of things to talk about. We've got a few more days yet. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.